Welcome, everyone. Sure. So. Just let me get my computer. We'll start. Sit so long that it's here. I can start with it.
We'll go with the paper route.
So let's open up the Parks and Rec meeting for Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Please note that this meeting is being broadcast and recorded. Recordings will be made available on the town's YouTube channel. Ask if you got a phone to on vibrate, please. Anyone with pecuniary interest, please declare it at the appropriate time. No delegations for tonight. Just first up is 4.1 minutes from the last meeting, August 21st. Everybody's had a chance to peruse them. Any questions? Hearing none. Got a motion here from Nettie McEwen, seconded by Mike Thompson. The Parks and Rec committee meeting minutes from August 21st, 25 be adopted and the committee reported to council for approval. All in favor? Jerry, thank you. You want to get caught up there? Maybe. No business arising from the previous minutes, so we're right on to the accounts for August. 6.1. Got a motion by Nettie, seconded by Alex Bozier, that the accounts as listed be received by Parks and Rec for August payables 2025. Any questions on those?
Yes, Brubaker drums. Did you buy all new drums or they're just replacements or additions?
Every couple of years, we would have to replace the garbage cans. So generally when we go down, it's probably 30 or 40 cans at a time. I think 30 we could fit on the truck. So we generally do that, make a full load.
Okay, so what do you do with the old ones?
They're rotted, they just get scrapped.
They're rotted?
Oh yeah, that's why we replace them. Bottoms rot out of them.
Okay. And then the quality turf, wood chips, are they treated? The wood chips that you buy?
I don't believe they have a treatment to them. They're just the way they're tumbled and stuff to take the sliver and
Oh,
everything
okay,
else.
so we can't use ours.
No.
All right. Fine. Trying to save money.
That'd be
We
too,
have more.
that would be too easy.
Okay, I think that's all I have.
Else? I've got one here for the one for Dixon Construction for the ballpark. $77,000. I would be paying $77,000. They haven't worked for 2 months.
Through the chair, I mean, progress has been slow, but they have been working there. And the contract is set up in such a way that we don't pay for work that's not completed. So that $77,000 was for work that was definitely completed.
Okay. Well, I have on everything else looked. All right, so go ahead, Pete.
One quick question.
Sure.
It was the water and sewer for the Kamlaki Community Center. Discussion around possibly changing the size of the water line or water meter. Do we know if there is any progress with that? Was
Yes.
maybe a good savings in our favor if we change the meter? Correct.
Yeah, so through the chair, a little bit of history on that is several years ago, my arrival, it was decided that every facility was going to pay their flat fees for the meter charges. Now the Kamlaki Community Center, for whatever reason, has a 2-inch meter. So those are significant fees that they're paying on a bi-monthly basis. So there's 2 options that we could kind of pursue here to bring these costs down. One is we bring in a plumber and change the meter out to something smaller. Or the other option would be that this committee makes a request to environmental services that perhaps despite it being a 2-inch meter, that maybe you only pay for a 3/4 inch meter flat fees. So there's two kind of avenues that we could probably get here to bring those costs down.
There's no need for a 2-inch.
I don't think so.
In there that,
No, there's no sprinkler systems or anything like that. I'm not sure why a 2-inch was originally put in there. Perhaps it was thought that maybe they would feed the ball diamonds off of it at some point or something. So we could reduce it down to a 3/4 inch meter quite easily, I would think.
I assume that would come at a cost.
It's going to come at a cost, yes.
That's them to ask for first, would that even work? And that doesn't happen. Investigate. Plumber to change it down, and is that going to offset the annual costs? How many years is it gonna take to recoup it? If we gotta pay $2,000 or $3,000 for a plumber to change the,
Through the chair, I don't think it's gonna cost us that much money to change out the meter. And I think you recoup those costs quite like shortly, like $700 every 2 months for, I think I had Kaylin pull the bill. There was like 4 cubic meters of water used. I think it's insignificant. So that's a lot of money to be spending on 4 cubic meters of water. So I would endorse doing something, and I'd probably recommend just changing the meter out to a 3/4 inch one.
great.
well, I think, you guys saying, I think we just ask permission first. Why change it out if we don't? We don't need. It's only the billing, it's not the water that's getting used, it's just.
Change the flow at all, like, is there less pressure with a different, I don't know anything about this stuff, okay?
So through the chair, it would reduce the flow if you were using that much water, but and it won't reduce the pressure at all.
Oh.
Going to a 3/4 inch meter to service the kitchen and a few bathrooms would not be an issue.
With that,
So
Reserved for my committee.
so you will send a letter asking for that.
How much are we talking to change a meter, do you know? Not gonna.
That's probably a couple hours worth of work, so $200 or $300.
It's a meter?
Well, we could probably, because we'd be taking a meter back. Part of the flat fees go to replacing meters when they need to be replaced. So we wouldn't charge to replace the meter with a 3/4 inch.
You want to replace it, ask for a reduction.
As for
Well, if
the
you have-
reduction first,
Reduction doesn't cost us anything to
If
ask.
you ask for a reduction to be charged for a 3/4 meter,
Just paperwork.
and you just, it's just it's a shell game kind of thing. You
Let's go that.
to
See if we
a
say,
new meter, and then you have a 2-inch meter. I'm sure you could use it someplace else potentially, but I don't know if you could resell a used meter to a new building that needed a 2-inch meter or not. I don't know how that, you mean, like,
Yeah, we just don't really have very many.
yeah, so I just say ask for a reduction in cost and save the money replacing it. But
Could I suggest that there be a motion passed then so I can include that?
your George, see what's.
uh,
A reduction in fixed water and sewer fees. For the Kamalaki Community Center. Based on a 3/4 inch meter. Be considered and approved. By environmental services. That should work.
You'll be there to explain it.
That will.
Alex won't be there. Sign it.
and that will probably be recommended by our director of operations, right? Who wants to? make the motion? Dean?
Dean started.
I'll just put his name on it. And who wants to second that?
Man, this is like common sense stuff. All right. I have a motion by Dean, seconded with Mike Thompson, that a reduction that a reduction in fixed water / sewer fees for the CCC based on a 3/4 inch meter be considered and approved by the Environmental Services Committee. All in favor? Approved. Thank you. And then the original one for all the other accounts. All in favor? Thank you. (7.1) We got a motion by Dean Thomas, seconded by Alex Bojan, that the report prepared by Paul De Silva, Director of Public Works, dated September 9th, 2025, regarding the 2026 proposed Parks and Rec and Kamlaki Community Center budgets be received, endorsed, and forwarded to council for budget deliberations. Who wants to start on that one? Go ahead, Alex.
Just two clarification questions. The first one, for Paul is for the Highland Glen work. Have we already gotten approval from Conservation Authority for doing whatever we want to do? Just, if I remember correctly, the contract for that purchase that we can't do anything without their permission. Is that correct?
Yes, through the chair, we have to ask for permission, but it's mostly to do with protected woodlot stuff. So I believe that we can, the agreement, expand it. That's not. And we even have a contractor that's willing to spade some of the trees.
And then my other one for the this right of ways and all the stairs. If we have one, then maybe updating it, but I don't know if we do. Is there a way staff can look at some point at all the right of ways with the staff lens of what the conditions are for each set of stairs, so that we can kind of have an asset management plan specifically for that, just so we know this access is next, probably in 2027, like just like any other asset plan.
Yep.
Good. Go ahead.
Through the chair, actually, Al and the crew has already done that, looked at all of them and kind of condition rated them. So if you look in the capital plan, we have Dalrymples for next year. And then there's an item for the Huron Crest Cullen outlet for the year after. And then I've included, I think, $50,000, to keep replacing like one a year after that. So we do have a running list right now.
Okay, thank you.
Wouldn't Huron Crest fall mostly under the drainage? But
Yes, except for the special benefit to include the stairs.
okay, so
What
that's
came-
all we're looking to build. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I thought we were getting dinged for the whole thing. You don't have
Oh,
any?
we were looked at, oh, no,
Oh.
it's. I do have
So you do have.
I do have a problem. I have great difficulty in approving anything in this budget when we only have the actuals to June. So like I have difficulty with it. You guys can probably do it very well, just double up, maybe do whatever you get to June and then decide, but I would like to see actuals at least till, like, this is nearly October. We could at least have had them up to the end of August. I don't know. And I don't know if you come up with this or you have to see the treasurer, I think, but anyway, that's my opinion. So if I have any questions, yeah, I've got a lot of questions the way it is right now, because how do you know what you're going to spend? So I'm just going to rely on staff's wonderful mentality and go along with you. How's that?
Yes, Alex. Please tell me you're not agreeing.
I would agree, but however, we get a second shot at the can in January, so we can take our support away for certain things if the actuals are too.
But it'd be sort of nice to have an alert now while we're looking at it.
Yes.
Through the chair, I can make a suggestion. Unfortunately, the end of June is all I had when I was preparing this budget back in August. Now, what we could do is, the Parks Committee could or could not endorse it right now, but we can bring it back again with fresh numbers. Maybe not new numbers for the for the draft 2026 budget, but actuals up to the
Yeah.
end of August for our meeting in October, just, more as a summary of this is where we're at.
I think it would be more helpful,
Mhm.
but it's- we should wait until January anyway. Then we'll have the actuals. We better have the actuals.
Okay, in March. Michael, you got any questions?
No.
Teresa? Alex, was that your only one?
That was all I had, yeah.
Dean? Nothing.
Those are all two.
I got a couple that I would like to go through. Just a couple of things noticed in here that not a whole lot we can do about it, but the pool itself, we don't take in enough income to even pay the wages at the pool for the year. Not to mention maintenance and chemicals and everything else, so that's the lost leader. The CCC is the same way. We don't bring in enough revenue to even pay the insurance on the building. So again, I think as a committee, we can do to get some revenue out of that place. Cause it's another loss leader, which kills our budget. In our budget, we have nothing for trail improvement in Highland Glen that we discussed. We put no money into reserves for the ball lights replacement, which is gonna be a huge $400,000 cost, so we should be putting money away for that. And this year, there's no money in there to replace any of our top parks or upgrade any of. So I think we should explore that as well, even though the master plan might come back and say we don't need any, well then good, we can take it out. But if they come back and say, this one is in dire need and it's 50 years behind being replaced, we got no money to do it with. So I would like to see that money go in there, and then like I said, we can fight it out at council level. We do have money in reserves, but with the numbers you gave us with the reserves, did that include the money coming out this year?
Through the chair, so for the general parks reserve,
It
it does
does.
include all the accounted projects, yes.
Oh, well, these are actual, so
Their actual is for 2025. I don't know where the 5% parks and lieu is going to be at the end of 2025. I would imagine it's going to be higher because we haven't spent any money from that account.
okay,
And if you don't mind, I can address some of the other concerns you had.
sure.
So the Highland Glen trails, we plan to do with our own forces, and we did put a increase in the maintenance line item of that budget, so that. we can do
Okay,
that.
perfect.
So we intend on doing that. It's just not a separate capital project.
Okay.
Park replacements, I acknowledge that we didn't put any money in there for that. You hit the nail on the head we're kind of waiting for the master plan to dictate how we're going to go. So if you look at your capital plan that you have in front of you, it's not that we're not planning any future replacements. It's just we're just not planning anything for next year. And then the ball lights, that's a difficult one. I mean, if you look at our capital budget and you look at our some of our revenues, you start to realize that we're not spending a whole lot of money from general funds on this stuff, less than $50,000. So to replace those lights over there, $350,000, you're looking at a 20% increase in the budget instead of the 3% that we're asking for right now. So some tough decisions got to be made there. I think we continue to try to chase some grants for some of those marquee capital items.
Understandable, but if we don't start budgeting for it, we're never gonna get there. Even if it comes in that we get a grant that'll pay half. Right, unless we take it out of our reserves, if we can take it out of our reserves, depending on which one it'll come out of. It's just such a large item, it's gonna kill any budget in the next 5 years when it gets done. Got it, so. I think that's all I have. Other than that, yeah. And yes,
If I may, can I speak to one more item?
would you like to speak to one more?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the committee is on board with our idea of what we want to do with the Wyoming Teresa's Corners Trail. So you'll notice in the summary, we've taken it out of the parks budget because we believe that it's a transportation asset considering it's in a road allowance. And what we'd like to do is start reconstructing it to a width of 2.5 meters because it's just way too narrow right now. It served the community very, very well, but with the multimodal transportation that you're seeing with the scooters and the e-bikes and people still want to, walk on it, we really feel like it needs to be wider. So we're going to be including that in the roads budget, and I just want to ask the committee if everyone is kind of on board with our vision for that trip.
We go for it. Okay.
Definitely.
And then how old is it? It's gotta be almost 15 years old.
I was gonna say 10.
Yeah, 10 or 12.
Yeah, like it was a quick construction then, so it's lasted a lot longer than I assumed it would.
Mhm.
It wasn't constructed like a road dug out and a really good base put in and all that, like it was a
Yeah, quickie.
quick get her done, so. Yeah, no, I'm good with that. Has anybody got to go with?
Sorry, just follow up question. I feel like I'm supposed to know this. Can you remind me when the master plan's draft supposed to go to council for the park?
In December.
December? Thank you. You never tell us to get rid of every single park, you never. Just kidding, they won't. So you never know what they're gonna say. They might tell us to get rid of every park. I'm just joking, just joking.
All right, so we had. Where'd it go? Did we vote on that already?
Not yet.
That's bills. Oh, it's on here, that's fine. All right, motion on the floor to accept the proposed budget as presented with few caveats, and hopefully the next meeting will get accurate numbers. Go ahead.
Nothing, I don't want anything. I was gonna agree. I'm just.
Okay. Oh,
Are we good with it as presented, or we're looking to add something as suggested?
I thought you were coming back with it.
I can come back with actuals to the end of August and October, yes.
I need to be in the motion.
Doesn't it?
Be received, endorsed, and forwarded to council for budget deliberations.
What, like when?
Maybe just receive it and endorse it in October?
Dean and Alex, you okay with that? Sure. Even better. All in favor? Nettie, are you gonna vote?
Yeah, it's stuck to that already.
Motion's carried, thank you. 7.2. Parks and Rec fees schedule. Motion by Nettie, seconded by Teresa. That the report by Jessica Wilson, Executive Assistant, Public Works, dated September 11th, 2025, regarding the 2026 budget. Parks, Recreation, and Facility fee schedule be received. And that the committee endorse the increased fees. And that staff be directed to include the proposed fees in the 2026 comprehensive fees bylaw for council's consideration. Any questions on that one? Have nothing on it. All in favor? Carried. Good. Ringing on. 8.1. Committee reports. Blue Point Park, Teresa.
Nothing to report.
Yamaki Ballpark, Nettie.
They look great.
Highland Glen, Teresa and Nettie.
That access down to the beach is really nice. So really nice.
Yes, we're.
Yeah, I'm not sure who did I've had other people. A, it looks good. B, it's very functional. It's very, very well done. Lakeshore right of ways, Alex.
No, just to thank Al and the team again for getting Dalrymple reopened temporarily with the temporary fixes.
Lakeshore and Lamrecton Parks, Dean.
Nothing to report.
McEwen Park, Dean and Nettie.
Nothing, it looks great.
K Park, Mike Thompson.
It's good.
Wyoming Ballparks, I've heard nothing. I did meet some guy on the weekend. I can't even remember where I met him. And he was a coach from Glencoe. And he wanted me to pass along that our parks are the best parks he plays on in this whole area. I mean, he was amazed how he loves coming here because they're gorgeous. So he wanted me to pass it on to you guys, to pass it on to Brian. They're fantastic. So that was nice to hear. And he didn't even know I was on council or anything. We were just talking, so it was cool. Wyoming Trail.
Good.
Oh, sorry, Tracy, go ahead.
When's the bathroom supposed to be completed at the ballpark?
Oh, that's February. Will give us an update.
Yeah, it's supposed to be by the end of the month. I mean, that's 13 days away. I would expect it to probably be a couple of weeks after that. They did make some progress with the masonry recently. It looks good, but yeah, it's slow.
We'll ask again in October.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, came right, the guy walked by and this is one and then walks away.
Top parks.
Yeah, it looks good. They've been working on the park by the tracks today. You in there just new sand or?
Chips.
Yeah, dig it.
Oh,
Wood chips.
wood chips, okay. Yeah, no, look good.
Cool, thank you. Why don't you go?
Okay,
Yes.
could we have a representative maybe look at, like, we all look at these ones, and I think one important one is that stormwater management pond and trail around Carroll Woods. Could we have somebody maybe look at it, you know?
At least get it added to the.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it seemed to be doing things they shouldn't be doing around there. And, well, like machinery going on the trail and wrecking it and going in somebody's backyard to build a pool or whatever the heck they're building. And then they, you know, no permission asked, no nothing, just go ahead and do it. I think you caught them though, didn't you?
We did. We did, and they repaired, or they are repairing the sidewalk, might have already been done by now. There's a couple things that we're doing. We're gonna add some armor stone in that area to prevent people from tracking equipment back there.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, good. Yeah.
And we've also bought up a piece of equipment for our tractor so that we can groom that
Yeah,
trail on a
okay.
regular basis.
What did you call it?
A land plane.
Land plane.
Oh, yes, a land plane, like a, not a wood plane, yeah.
Opposite from an aeroplane.
Yeah, but it probably goes just as fast. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think if we had somebody go there, you know, the same as we do this, then they might see things a little bigger maybe than this did.
Yes, can you get it added to the list, this list, please? And I don't know who would be out that
I'm there
way.
whenever I'm not here, so. I'm at that park whenever I'm not at this table at nighttime, so I can.
Yeah, good.
Mark Alex down for that one.
So,
Thank you very much.
That park is very.
yeah, and it's a great place.
Playground too?
Like the playground specifically,
Yeah,
yes.
All right, 9 bylaws, nothing. 10.1 correspondence. We have a letter from the Scott family for Diamond One. I've got a motion by Teresa, second by Alex, that the correspondent suggested the following motion. That the Parks and Rec Committee support and the renaming of Ball Diamond One at the Arnold Manili Park in Kamlaki to the Jack and Evelyn Scott Ball Diamond be forwarded to council for final approval. Any discussions? Everybody got the letter? Read the letter? Any issues? Okay, all in favor? Carried, thank you. Correspondence and recommended reading is nothing, so 12, new business. 0.1 Kentucky coffee trees.
Don't want any more.
Through the chair. So
Got 10 last year.
they reached out to us again because I think we were like the biggest.
I'll bet
the
you.
biggest, contributors to that program last year. And I said, I'll bring it to the Parks Committee, but this is on one condition. We're not handling the administration this time because it almost killed me last time. So they said that they'll handle all the administration. You just have to reach out out to them and then we'll handle distribution. And another thing they want us to pay for a bit of the delivery, probably like $400 or $500, depending on how many trees they're able to allocate to this area.
Has the fall newsletter gone out? It done?
Hasn't it been approved?
The fall one, I thought
Go out with the tax bill.
it was
It went out last week. I say exactly, at least get orders. Or can we do it in the spring one?
Well, they like to have them planted in the fall, so I think most of the people saw it through Facebook, like it just made its rounds last year and took on a mind of its own. So they've given us a bunch of literature that we can kind of promote.
Specific.
And then people would reach out directly to them, they would keep the list, and then at the end of the day, we'll get a number of how many trees for this area, and then they'll deliver them and we'll just hand them out. So everyone's cool.
Anybody got an issue with that? No, okay. Next,
Pool update.
hold on.
Okay.
Pool update.
Okay, thank you. So they started last week and really hit the ground running. So they pulled off the liner. The good news is the shell of the pool is in excellent condition. They have no concerns about it. Small amount of bad news is the bottom of the pool, the concrete is in poor condition. So we're gonna have to do a little extra when it comes to kind of rehabilitating the floor of the pool. Just so everyone knows. And then another issue that we ran into was the fence, was that the posts are not cemented into the ground. They were just the concrete deck around the pool is what held that fence together. So now we have to pay a contractor to cement the posts back in, probably in the spring or something. Or was it supposed to be this fall
We're
or?
gonna, well, if they plan to pour the concrete this fall, the posts will be set this fall.
Yeah, because it's moving really fast and they think if we get an extended, nice fall, that there's a chance they could even pour the concrete yet this year. That's how well it's moving so far. So.
Questions? Great to hear. Yeah, everybody's commented on it, so. They saw it come out like that weekend or whatever they said they were gonna be there.
Mhm.
So with that, nobody else got anything? Anybody got new business of their own? I was asked, by our conservation representative about Parks and Rec applying for grants through the conservation, mostly for shoreline protection, that kind of stuff. Do we do that? And have we done it in the past? And if we're not, how do we do that?
So through the chair, I believe it has been applied for in the past. The Conservation Authority had previously taken the lead, specifically when it came to the 2 intakes for the DMAF, which is Disaster Mitigation Adaptation Fund. At the time, Sarnia and St. Clair got most of that funding. So if there was an opportunity in the future to apply, we would certainly, and we've reached out to the Conservation Authority before to tell them this, we would certainly be willing participants to join forces. They did have a staff member there that kind of specialized in this at one time. They've since moved on to somewhere else. So I don't know who's taking the lead when it comes to applying for these grants, but we can certainly touch base with them and see if there's anything coming down the pipeline, because we could use some erosion control work at some of our parks for sure.
Well, that's that thing, the Highland plant especially is gonna cost us huge as the years go on. Then we always hear, like say, Sarnia, St. Clair getting it on the river. And I would think their erosion is a lot less than what we're getting from the storm out of the north that like half the bank falls in. So I told her I would pass that along to you, and it's a grant that's available and we should be doing that.
Did they say if there was a grant right now available or just to look out for it in the future? Because I'm not familiar with any of them right now.
That would be Ms. Rodriguez, so you
Okay.
can touch base with on
Sure.
that. And like I say, I was just talking with her when I shouldn't have been during council that Sarnia and St. Clair seem to get all those grants. Spend huge amounts of monies with conservation and
Yeah, I mean, it's,
we get a park that costs us all kinds of money, but other than that. So it'd be nice to get some help there, even with the other one. It cost us what, $500,000 for land record?
I think so.
Just shy or right around, yeah.
But anyway, that's all I have. So I've got a motion by Nettie McHugh and seconded by Mike Thompson that the Parks and Rec Committee meeting be adjourned and our next regular meeting be set for October 16th. Okay. That's it. Thanks, everyone. Meeting closed.